Hello and welcome everyone to this keynote which is part of the third international conference on mechatronics and smart systems. This will be presented by me, Dr. Hisham AbouGrad. I'm a senior lecturer in computer science and digital technologies at University of East London. And I'm going to talk today about a topic in my research, which is preventing spam SMS attacks using decision-making mechanism and machine learning algorithms. So, what the study is about and what we are looking for here. We are looking for the levels of communication and data transfer and managing these. As we know that data transfer is increasing globally, especially with the use of mobile devices to send and receive short text messages known as SMS, short messaging services. And we know that there is a lot of attacks and spams involved when using these SMS on our mobile devices. Also, it's used for data access, and people and organizations have concerns because of what such attacks using SMS can do. Also, we know that these attacks make lots of disruptions and cause data loss or misuse of data. And the study that I'm talking about, a research area I'm talking about here, is focusing on decision making, mainly with the use of different methodologies, including the Delphi method and also the agile methodology. The Delphi can be used to identify values and attributes to measure the spam SMS attacks, and agile can be used with the Scrum to go through the rounds of the software life cycle and algorithms in order to identify and recognize attacks. And machine learning algorithms used to prevent spam SMS attacks by identifying or recognizing spams from non-spams text messages or short messaging services. Also, through machine learning algorithms, you can find how spam SMS attacks occurred and their different processes. We have used different algorithms, including, for example, the random forest classifier, which actually provided 97% accuracy, and multi-nominal naive Bayes classifiers algorithms, which achieved over 93%, and followed by support vector machine classifiers, which achieved over 89%. So let me provide a background and benefits of such a study. So such research enhances classification accuracy as document categorization assignments have many meaningless content. On the other hand, this study seeks to address such a problem, mainly finding the best security solution to make further steps in the area of SMS spam and data protection to prevent SMS spam attacks. And therefore, a decision-making has been formulated. This decision-making framework uses pre-processing procedures, including creating dummy variables which are used to remove punctuation and non-alphabetical characters from text and dividing data to two parts. We use it 75% of data for testing, for training, and 25% for testing groups. And this is applied to formulate the spam mitigation model. Also, the term frequency inverse document frequency, known as TFI-DF, spares patterns, and such patterns can be used to make classification during communications using SMS to be filtered to real classes or spam attacks. And this is used through looking at features classification algorithms. And so over 10,700 text messages are collected over 2 months to evaluate and measure machine learning techniques or algorithms. And we look at the accuracy of these algorithms using some key parameters. We know that recognizing spam SMS has been found as a group issue because formulating a reliable and strong spam SMS detection model can be mostly discriminating both authentic and spam communication. Spam SMS attacks have lots of implications, including financial impacts on services and providing services, but also there is another impact including security, communication across network systems, and this will affect, of course, people and organizations. Also, the classification is divided to two main sections, which are test information and information preparation. So let me now talk about methodology. So the Delphi method framework has been used. Delphi has 3 rounds: brainstorming, narrowing down, and weighing. So brainstorming is basically identifying key measurements, indicators for the research process and study framework. And brainstorming used to identify the initial criteria. Then we use the narrow down to narrow down the key indicators, formulate the criteria to obtain the final rate of consensus for decision making of the framework, and to get the identified values. Finally, we use the weighing to conduct a final evaluation to reach the revealed results and final findings. We also used here agile software development life cycle, particularly the Scrum sprints, as you can see in this figure. So we use different sprints. In this, or in my practice, I use 3 sprints, and each sprint include a review, test, build, and plan. And then you launch again and plan, build, test, review, and launch, and so on. So we plan and build, design, test, and review, launch, and we do the same circle and launch, and so on. And this actually refine, the model, and refine and filter and make more accuracy. So Agile helped the team to uh, get into their targets by creating and prioritizing the requirements. Also, Agile helped improves the communication, synchronizes the activities, reconstrains the team focus, but also divided the team into smaller sets of manageable and understandable components using the sprints as shown here. And it makes the team self-organize and collaborate to achieve the sprint goals and deliver usually a stage or a product as at the end of each sprint as shown in this figure. So, data modeling and processes when it comes to modeling a framework, a decision-making framework to prevent SMS attacks. So usually the steps include data pre-processing. So that's the sprint one or the first stage. It's like also brainstorming here, where we remove the missing values, remove any duplications, remove any stop words basically. Then we go to data clustering, which is very, very important. And here we do clustering the pre-processed data into 10, 20, and 30 clusters. And we implemented here the k-means and key medians clustering algorithms. Then we use the classifiers or machine learning algorithms, classifying algorithms. We use the three main algorithms here: the naive Bayes, support vector machine, and random forests algorithms. And we get high accuracy as I demonstrated at the beginning, and I will talk more later on in details about the findings from these algorithms, which can actually support smart systems, robotic systems. Also, it can actually support devices, mobile devices, and also any smart device against any kind of attack through data transmission. Usually we divide the data into two parts, as I mentioned before, 75% for training and 25% for testing to ensure that the model is working properly. So what's our findings or the findings from the study? It looks that classification algorithms are the primary used Python machine learning algorithms, and these are used in such n-dimensional space where each dataset represented by a point and the value of each characteristic represented by the value of a specific coordinate. Also, we find that support vector machines, SVM, grouping techniques have been used as a binary classification algorithms. SVM uses decision criteria to separate classes. It separates classes as boundary, and this drawn around the observations in two-dimensional space. This dimensional space created by classifying cells. SVM can find the line that joins the two dataset points, which are the closest to each other. And by using support vectors, we can actually make the line which can separate one option from another, and this is called the decision boundary. The use of SVM classification technique reach the maximum precision of 89.3%, where the 30 clusters using clustering techniques like the k-means with 30 clusters made a great accomplishment by improving accuracy to 97%, which is very, very high accuracy. So we can see that clustering with like 30 clusters will significantly improve the accuracy of spotting spam attacks using machine learning algorithms and decision-making techniques, and actually using clustering where we cluster data to pre-process it and then use machine learning classification techniques to actually spot spam attacks. So in conclusion, classifications has been utilized. We used several classifications, and these classification algorithms resulted excellent findings when it comes to detecting and preventing spam SMS attacks. Also, machine learning algorithms such as SVMs, random forests, multinomial naive Bayes are applied to predict labeled columns by removing the actual labeled column from a data set. And that particular column labels have been utilized as placeholder variables. Also, when we do the X and Y test and we keep 25% of such data set, where X is the training recall of 75%, we got accurate results, and we find that we identify the best algorithms to use. And the best algorithm that give us the results is the random forest, because the random forest classification machine learning algorithm or classifier has achieved over 97% accuracy, where the multinomial naive Bayes classifier or classifiers have achieved over 93%, followed by the support vector machine SVM classifier, and this classifier has achieved over 89% accuracy. Further studies will be conducted, and we support researchers to work more in this area, but further work can be done by doing more clustering or clusters and sprints using, of course, the agile method and the decision-making methodology, the Delphi method, with various machine learning algorithms and techniques. Here you can find some key references. Here are some studies I have conducted before, like applying the Delphi method, for example, to measure content management systems and workflow systems performance. Also developing the business process management performance of an information system using the Delphi study technique. Also, spam detection employing machine learning methods study is really good study, and it supports us in this particular study. And of course, the use of agile method and filtering spam SMS using keywords and evaluating business process maturity models. Again, this is with the use of Delphi. I am sure these studies, plus the study I presented, will support a lot in such systems to support mainly smart systems, but also robotics and robotic smart systems and automation systems. I would like to thank you for your attention and listening to this keynote, where I have been talking about preventing spam SMS attacks using decision-making mechanism and machine learning algorithms. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this talk. Thank you.